everyone, it's Irene. Welcome back to my channel. I previously posted a video about things I learned living in France regarding fashion from French women and French brands. There was a part 1 and I'm now filming the part 2 because I had so many that I thought, well, it's gonna be super long. I'll make 2 parts video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's go. I noticed that French women tend to avoid one of the most common fashion mistakes that we all make at some point, which is buying clothes that are not fit for your lifestyle, right? That's so important. We always had this dream lifestyle. I don't know, maybe you like partying and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this sequined glittery dress and I'm gonna go partying, and you don't have friends, or like you never go partying or something, and that's a waste of money. That's just gonna rot in your wardrobe and make you feel bad. And I see that lots of French women don't really make that mistake, which is interesting because I find that French women are in general incredibly maximalist. Like, a lot of them are really maximalist. They hold on to those heirlooms and like those family things a lot, but they don't tend to go out and buy a lot of clothes they're not gonna wear. They tend to have really practical things. The effortlessness factor in France, it is probably one of the most important factors that makes French style what it is. And it's really the difference between Italian and French style as well, I notice, because Italian women, they really dress up, you know, like they have a lot of makeup, especially the souther you go, the more it's evident. They wear these gorgeous dresses, and that's why we imagine a well-dressed Italian woman, we imagine her with this big red lipstick and this ruffled skin-tight dress or something and high heels. You know, that's sort of how they like to dress, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in France, women tend to choose to dress in a way that seems effortless. So they might have put lots of thought into an outfit, but it won't show. I like that. I think that there's a place for both of those styles, but in more casual events, I think effortless is the way to go. You generally would want to look like you didn't even try, but you look good. And in fact, if you have a functional wardrobe, that is the reality of it. Like, you didn't try, you just grab the blouse, grab the pair of pants, and like they tend to match if you have a matching wardrobe. That is like, mine is, I guess I could consider a capsule wardrobe, and most of the things that I would grab would match a random pair of pants, for example. And that's what makes it effortless, and that's one of the key elements of French style, and one of the things that they have mastered here. I feel like here, not everywhere in France, I think more in Paris, it is more socially acceptable for women to shop for quality over quantity, right? So they are not judged for going and investing in a piece, I don't know, 100 euros for, I don't know, a sweater or something. There are certain materials that if you don't have the budget to always invest in, like for example pants, you could choose still cheaper budget pieces that have another kind of material rather than, I don't know, polyester. You could choose viscose, linen, something else that fits you well, and you're gonna still get that same look. But it's more about you choose to buy that good piece, even if it's a bit more budget friendly, rather than buying 10 strappy, cheap crop tops or something. You know, things that will last you, things that will make your outfits more elevated. It's not really even about the money you spend. Well, it is a little bit, like that's what they do here, but there are ways to do the same thing also in a budget-friendly way. In France, most women tend to wear minimal makeup, not wear too much nail polish, and, you know, go with their natural hairstyle. They don't really curl their hair or anything. Like, they do dye it quite a lot though. I love that, and it is a lazy girl's dream, and I am very lazy when it comes to makeup, hair and nails. So it looks really great, and again, it looks effortless as well. It gives that effortless, natural look, and I think that it's nice to sometimes embrace the way we naturally look. Not that there's anything wrong with you if, you know, you choose to wear makeup, if you love makeup. There's a place and time for that too, and fashion even every day. You know, like I see some women wearing some amazing like makeup that is basically art, you know, designs that are so beautiful, and I've never done that. I don't think I have the talent or the patience for it, but I really envy, I really appreciate that there are women out there that are doing that, because it's adding something to the whole art of it, it gives us something to look at, and it gives them another way to express themselves, which is super beautiful. French women are incredibly good at understanding color. I don't know what it is. I don't know where they learn it, but they all seem to know the color wheel rule. Like, you know, when you take the color wheel, I'll put one somewhere in the screen. The colors that are complementary are usually the ones that are near each other and the ones that are opposite each other. So off the top of my head, that would be red and green, and for example, blue and yellow, or even red and pink, monochromatic, you know. But I don't know how they know, but every time I look at their outfits, it's, you know, it's red and green, blue and yellow, pink and blue. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they know. Maybe they have art classes or something. They're learning at school. I have no idea, but they are very good at it. And you know, Impressionism uses a lot of colors, and I always, it's something that I love, Impressionism. We went to Monet's garden here a few weeks ago, and it was really nice. And I think it's a cultural thing. They just know. They just look at art a lot or something, and they just know. Or they have these buildings, colorful buildings. I have no idea how they learn it. If you know, let me know in the comments. It always surprises me that they are so good at combining colors. But it's something that you should learn too, because it's very important. A lot of French women, especially Parisian women, have a very well-established personal style, and it gives off their vibe, and it matches their personality and their body type and whatever. The colors complement them, and they've just mastered it. And you know, we call that French style, but in reality what it is personal style, because it's not like every person dresses exactly the same. It's not one singular thing. You can have, I don't know, a classic style and it can be French style. You can have a contemporary style and it can be French style. You can have a vintage style and it can be French style, right? You can dress any way you want. It's more the principles that decide that. And for example, being here really helped me find my own personal style. And like I mentioned in the previous video, I really realized that this year mainly, and I'm in a really good place with my style, which is Mediterranean organic, and I would describe it as something that I built by thinking of the geography and the colors and the nature of the Mediterranean scene, and also the women that I grew up watching and how they dressed and the things they taught me. And I learned things here in France, and you know, all of those things blending into one big thing. And it could be described as lots of blues and creams and browns and golds, and you know, things that would remind you of the sun and the salt and the sea, like linen, for example, cotton, embroideries, and a lot of beautiful things that evoke that feeling. Establishing a personal style, I know it's something super complicated and it takes lots of trial and error and long time to establish that, but a lot of women here, especially in Paris again, have managed to do that, and it's really, really cool to look at them and get inspired. Sometimes I'm like, women, they are amazing, and they really love self-expression through fashion, and I really appreciate that. French style really isn't a style, it's more a group of principles that you can apply to any style. I was mentioning this before, and now I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more. So I consider my style Mediterranean, but it's also French style in theory, because I always shop at French brands, almost always. And also, I, most importantly, always use the principles of French style and French styling. It's all about the way you style it. It's all about the way you blend it, and the inspirations that come to you when you're creating that outfit. It's all an art of self-expression. Fashion is something that can be very artistic and expressive and beautiful, but we have to step away from that fast fashion outlook. We have to see it more as an art. We have to consider the colors, the cuts, the design, the details, the textures even. And all of these things are like, you know, the paint you use, the canvas and the brushes you use. Just as art uses that, fashion uses these things, and that's exactly why it's an art. But we are starting to forget that because of fast fashion, because of Shein and H&M and whatever else. So that is exactly what we need to keep in mind. If you want a French style, what you really want is actually just going back to the art of fashion and stepping away from the consumeristic point of view. French women are very good at and very fond of transitional style. I don't know if the word transitional applies to fashion. I learned the term from interior design, and it means when you mix antique and vintage things with new and modern things, right? Sort of like the style of Studio McGee. And French women do that with fashion. They love things that look vintagey and are vintage, or heirlooms and things like that. And they love mixing those with modern things and bring it this twist. And it's such a unique personal style, because those pieces themselves are unique, but you bring them to 2023 the way you do. And it doesn't look like a costume anymore. It looks like something unique to you, to your style, and it's actually one of the greatest ways, I think, to build a wardrobe. Like the way I do it, I'm really too lazy to go vintage shopping sometimes, and most of the time I sew myself clothes out of vintage sewing patterns, so it's exactly like back in the day, but I've just sewn it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. These are all of my tips, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for sticking until this point. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about it. If you have extra things to add, I would love to hear it. Also, please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much again. See you in the next video. Bye!